So the moon sequence is all about emotions. So the moon has this idea that it's very much connected with water. So you probably know that the water on the earth is all, the tides are all controlled by the moon. And so in yogic philosophy and even Chinese medicine, the idea of water is associated with emotions and the kind of the yin energy or the feminine energy. So if you've got emotional turmoil going on, it's almost like your water is like a storm and it's crashing. So the moon sequence brings stillness to that water and to that emotions. And if you're going for anything now, you might find this very helpful. So just watch. This is how it's done. And then from here, we go into the crocodile, we go into the sphinx, and we go into the child pose, which I'll guide you through. And then we come back to here, and we do that same sequence with the other leg in front. But we only do those 3 postures in the middle between them. Okay? So I'm going to guide you through it. So if you'd like to kneel towards the back of your mat, now some of you will be able to kneel in what's called Vajrasana, which is this position here. If that's really bad for your knees or any part of you, you can start from here. So if this is better for you, start from here. But we are going to spend a moment before we actually start the movements going through a quick visualization. So this helps you to deepen the experience. So if you bring the palms together and just have the thumbs resting on your sternum. Close the eyes for a moment, and I want you to imagine that you're somewhere at night where it's dark. It's a dark evening, but it's very still. There's no wind, and you're somewhere where there's water. And so this could be a place that you know, or just somewhere that you've imagined out of nowhere. So it could be a lake, a river, it could be the ocean. But the water is very still. And there's a full moon. And you can see the moon reflected in the water. And as you experience this landscape of a still evening with a full moon reflected on the calm water, you can really feel a sense of stillness and tranquility, a real peacefulness. And I want you to soak that up and really feel it. And then open the eyes. And then we come into the higher position with the kneeling. We then take a step forwards with the right foot. As you breathe in, lift the sternum and turn the hands. Breathe out as you push the hands away, but without locking the elbows. And then breathing in, we open into a crescent shape. Turn the palms upwards, breathing out. Breathe in, draw the hands together, looking slightly up. And then breathing out, we slice down. And then we open into that crescent shape and we hold it. Take an inward breath, lengthen through your spine. And as you breathe out, we're going to turn so that your right arm can rest on your right leg. And you're going into this lovely twist. But you're not forcing anything. The arm that's in the air, you're trying to keep the crescent shape through the elbow and the shoulder. So what I don't want you to do is to force the arm back like this because it blocks all of the shoulder energy. So there you go. Then turn your head to look down at the floor. And then we unwind from that twist, coming back to this position. So just let me show you, just let the hands relax. I'm going to show you the twist on the other side. So I lengthen the spine on the inward breath. As I breathe out, I bring the other hand to rest. And can you see that crescent shape? What I'm not doing is locking out and forcing back, right like here. All that's doing is blocking the flow of energy through all of the joints. So it's all about softness. If I can only go to here, that's as far as I go. It's soft, and then we turn the head, so it's almost like the head leads the unwinding from that twist. And it's all about the energy. So if you bring the arms back up into the crescent shape, and you breathe in and lengthen the spine, When you breathe out, you take your left arm and just rest it on that forward leg, go into the twist only as far as it feels comfortable, keeping the shoulder and elbow as relaxed as you can. Turn your head to look down at the floor and then unwind out of that twist. Turn your palms upwards and just look up slightly towards the moon and just feel that as you bring the hands up, you're connecting with the energy of the moon, even though it's daytime. It's still there. And then as we slice the hands down, feel as if you're bringing the energy of the moon down and then drawing it into your heart. And just feel that increased sense of connection with that serenity and peacefulness. And then we step back. And then we're going to lie down on the mats. So you want to lie down on your tummy, one hand on top of the other, feet wide apart so they go right off the edge of your mat, heels rolling in, and then rest your forehead on the hands into Makrasan, the crocodile. So just allow yourself to be comfortable, but your feet must be as wide as you possibly can. Heels rolled inwards, but not wide that you're hurting or causing problems. By allowing the heels to roll inwards, you create an energy lock at the hips. And this keeps all the energy building up in your chakras and in your organs, which is really one of the powerful aspects of this posture. It's said to rejuvenate you at all the different kosha levels, which are the physical, the energy layer, the emotions, as well as the intellect and the beliefs, and even at the level of your higher self. And so we've just done the first half of the moon sequence, so if anything is releasing, any emotional turmoil, this posture helps you to feel grounded. It helps to release the tension through the spine. I want you to feel that the whole of the front of your body is really connected to the earth through your mat. Try to feel that you're softening and letting go into the floor and connecting really deeply with the earth. And then feel that when you're breathing, you're not just breathing in and out through your nose or your mouth, depending on how you're breathing. Imagine you're breathing in and out through the whole of the front of your body, really interfacing with the earth at the level of breath. So that when you breathe in, you feel that you are breathing in and being nourished by that earth energy. But more importantly, when you're breathing out, you can let go of anything you don't need into the earth. Anything that feels ready to release, whether you're conscious of it or not, has permission to let go, and then you breathe in more supportive, nourishing, grounded energy. And so now I want you to bring the feet closer together, just hip distance apart. We're going to reposition your hands so your thumbs are right next to your temples. And then we're going to push the body away from the mat, tuck the elbows under, and rest on the forearms. Head looking forwards. And then just check that your elbows are directly under your shoulders. So occasionally someone's elbows are too wide, or too far forwards, or too far back. So just make an adjustment. So this is the posture of the Sphinx. And I want you to make sure that your gluteal muscles are relaxing. Be aware of the spine and the length through the spine. Feel the sternum naturally lifted, and then try to emphasize that by just pulling on your forearms so your sternum feels like it's getting that extra little bit of lift. Try to relax into your breathing and bring your awareness to your third eye. And then just imagine that from the third eye there's like a laser light that's projecting forwards. Take an inward breath, lengthen through your neck, and as you breathe out, turn your head to gently look over one shoulder. Breathe in as you come back to the center, and then breathe out as you turn the other way. Breathe in as you come back to the center. We're going to slide the elbows out and roll back down. Coming up onto your knees. we're going to go into the child pose. So you want to sit as far back onto your heels as you can, and then bring your head to the floor. But if you can't do that, you can do what I'm doing now. You can do your head resting on 2 fists. If you can go a bit further than that, you could put your palms together and go a bit further, or you could then put your head on the mat. And if you can get your head on the mat, you can either decide to have your hands above the head or alongside your legs. But this is the key thing with this posture. You do not lift your hips away from your heels to get your head on the floor. You keep your hips as close to your heels as you can, and then see how close your head can be to the floor. And then use the adjustments with the hands to support the head. So then we come up out of that posture into the kneeling position that you started in. So it might be up, or it could have been here. So whichever one that you started in. And then we raise up. This time we take the left foot forwards. Lift the sternum as you breathe in. Breathe out as you push away. Breathe in as you open. Breathe out as you turn the palms. Breathe in as you draw the hands together above the head. Slicing down and then opening. So just take an inward breath, lengthen the spine, and when you breathe out, turn so that your left hand rests on that left leg, and you go into that gentle twist with that softness through the shoulder and the elbow. Turn your head to look down at the floor, and then unwind from that twist. When you take your next inward breath, lengthen the spine, and when you breathe out, turn the other way. Turn your head to look at the floor, and then just unwind. Lovely. Just make sure that you're 90 degrees in that front knee. And then we turn the palms upwards. And then we breathe in, bringing the hands together. We feel that we connect to the energy of the moon. We feel that as we slice down in front of us, that we're bringing the energy of the moon down, and then we draw it into the heart. And then we step back. And then return to your start position. And then just close the eyes for a moment. And just very quickly return to the visualization that we used at the very beginning. So you're somewhere at night next to water, and you can see a full moon reflected in the water. And really try to feel there's a sense of peacefulness. And it might be that your ability to feel that peacefulness, for some of you, might be deeper than when you were visualizing at the beginning, having just completed the moon sequence. But don't worry if it isn't. And then you can relax the hands, and then come up to standing, and just bring your mats back to the position that they were in at the very beginning.